All right, so I know some of you guys are not fans of loops, but I'm here to tell you something. They're not going anywhere.
Bolo!
All right, before we get started, if you guys need some equipment, go ahead and click my link in the description and head over to Zounds.com. They have a whole bunch of stuff on their site that requires no credit or background check. Yeah, you can go ahead and order it. They'll ship it to you and you can just pay it off over time using a credit or debit card. No background check. Now, it's not all the stuff on the site, but it is a good portion of stuff on the site that you can get with no credit or background check right now today. So go ahead, click my link in the description and head over to Zounds.com and get you some equipment today. Also, now that you got some new equipment, you need to protect it. You need to go ahead and holler at my folks over at Analog Cases. They have cases that will fit every single need. They will fit your MIDI controllers, your microphones, your keyboards, and everything else in between. They have cases for just about everything, and they have customizable cases for you as well. So go ahead, click my link in the description, head over to Analog Cases, and if you click my link, you'll save some money. So go ahead and holler at my people over at Analog Cases right now. Anytime I say the word loops to certain people, they get like this eerie feeling like loops are like totally bad and they're destroying the industry and all this good stuff, which that's not true. That's not true. We've been collaborating for years, and now it's just easier to collaborate because people are making loops and they're sending it over, and that way you can just add your beats and stuff to it. And then you can collaborate on that as well because of the internet. It makes things so much easier because I can actually be on FaceTime with somebody. They can send me over some loops. I can make a beat with the loops and I can get like real-time critiques on like, hey, switch out that snare or do this or do that. Maybe add the bass line here. Let's structure it that way. The internet is making things so much easier, and loops are making it easier for producers as well. Now, I know some of you guys are not fans of loops, but hey, to each his own, I get it. Me personally, I like to use loops on certain days. If I'm not feeling my mojo, sometimes I might want to go pull up some loops and actually just make a quick beat and it'll kind of get my day started. Now, some of you guys know that I make my own melodies as well. Like I do them on live right here on YouTube, and I've done it on live on the Twitcher. So it's not like a thing like I use loops all the time. And you know, some days I kind of feel like using loops because, you know, it kind of gets my day started and it kind of gets me going. Now, we had a similar debate like this a while back in the like 90s and like early 2000s where people were sampling a lot. And some people like, oh, sampling is going to destroy the hip hop game and sampling is going to do this and do that. Nah, it's not. It didn't. And some people are saying loops are going to destroy hip hop, and nah, it's not. It didn't. There's more things that we have to worry about other than loops right now because this discussion has been going on for so long. To me, I still think it's kind of incredible that we still have this debate. Now, the only reason why I'm really talking about loops today is because people still come to me like, you know, in certain comments or whatever, and like, oh, this person is using loops. They're not a real producer and this, that, whatever. But nobody says nothing when somebody crate digs and finds samples that maybe 30 other people have used that same exact sample over and over and over again, but nobody says nothing about that. But then when you get a loop that maybe might be exclusive to you or maybe to a select few of people, oh my goodness, everybody has problems with that. That's just wrong. Now, let's be honest, using samples and using loops are basically the same thing. You have to get permission to use somebody else's material. Now, the one thing with using samples, a lot of times you have to track down who is the owner of the material, and that could be insane. And then you have to get sample clearances and all type of other stuff to have a commercial release. However, dealing with loops is a little bit different. A lot of times the loop maker will send you the loops and then you'll have a direct contact with that loop maker and things go pretty much smoother than it is with samples. All you have to do is get in contact with a person, get their publishing information, find out how much they want, get the paperwork, make sure everybody signs off on everything, and then you're pretty much done. That's it. So I don't see why everybody is so upset about using loops. Like I said before, I like it because some days I just want to make beats on my MPC Live too. I can just go up to my kitchen, go ahead and find me a nice little loop. And then I can just add one of my drum kits. If you guys do not have any of my drum kits, you might want to click that link in the description and get my drum kits. They are very cheap and they sound very good, and they will help you out on your productions. You know what I'm saying? Especially my new kit. My new kit is fire. So if you need some drum kits, go ahead and click that link in the description right now and go check out my drum kits right now. But yeah, I can go ahead, just add in my drums. Then I can go ahead and kind of sequence everything out, put everything together, and then next you know, I have a nice beat within minutes.
We got T9C on the track.
And then I can send it over to the other collaborator. They'll tell me how they feel about it. And then if I got to make some changes, I can make some changes just like that. And that still is collaboration, right? Or am I tripping? But then some of you guys will say, oh man, well, you're not really a producer if you use loops. Well, is any sample maker a real producer? Because a lot of these guys are just sampling other people's melodies and stuff, and they're just putting drums behind them. So are they real producers, beat makers? So what's the difference? If I take a loop and put some drums and stuff behind it, or maybe add some keys and stuff to it, I'm not a real producer because I use loops. And then some people bring up splice. They'll say, well, splice, everybody has the same loops and stuff like that. You know, they can get the same loops and everything sounds the same. Well, truth be told, as I can remember, pretty much everybody had James Brown's catalog when they were making loops back in the day, and everybody sampled the same stuff over and over again. If you don't remember, a lot of people sampled the same drum breaks over and over and over again. And some people sampled the same songs over and over and over again, and they're still sampling some of these songs from the sample over and over and over again. And then now their publishing is getting demolished because the people that they're sampling from, in some of these cases, don't even own the songs. They're owned by like another corporation or something like that. And they're getting like 70 and 80% of their publishing taken from them. And a lot of these loop makers, at the most, they won't have. A lot of them are willing to take less than that, depending on their role of the actual beat. So I'm just trying to find out, am I tripping, by saying that loops are a cool thing to use? But like I said, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? If you're a person that likes to make melodies and you think that your stuff is cool, do your thing. If you're a person that likes to sample, do your thing. If you're a person that likes to use loops, do your thing. As long as it's dope. That's all I'm saying. But I will say this, if you're a person that is struggling with getting your melodies and stuff like that to a certain point, try some loops, try Splice, try some other places that have some loops and, see how it sounds. You never know. You might actually like it. If not, continue doing what you do. But hope this video was informative. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I always say, peace out.